Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10x your day, y'all. Time to level up. Time to crush it. Hey, you are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast. Robert Ferriell here, certified 10x coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. Well, you are listening to another segment of Communities Grow Together on the Elevate Springfield podcast. As you know, we drop these segments each week. The Communities Grow Together segment will touch on all things nonprofit associations and how we as a community are working together so we can all grow together. This segment is brought to you by David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agency over on West Wabash. Whatever you need insurance-wise, whether that's business, life, home, auto, or anything in between, hey, David and his team can take care of you. Give them a shout, or hey, stop by and visit them over on West Wabash. These segments are quick hits of actionable strategies and what's going on in our area to help you level up and grow together. Be right back after the break. Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agent, is here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343. All right, and we are back for another edition of Communities Grow Together. Thank you to David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agency over on West Wabash. Anything you need insurance-wise, David and his team will take care of you. Just give them a shout. Hey, our guest today, Meredith Ferguson from Titan Fuel. She's from somewhere else, too. We'll talk about that, but we're primarily talking about Titan Fuel today. Meredith, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful downtown Springfield day here. I'm just excited to be here.
It's a beautiful day.
No doubt about it.
Why would you not love the day? The sun's shining and it's getting closer to Christmas as we get there.
That's right. I'm going to throw out a Chad Fowler quote. He might just be the best day of my life. Here we go.
How do you know unless you don't live it, right?
Right. There you go. Getting it. Well, Meredith, we're going to get into Titan Fuel here in just a minute, but your day job outside of Titan Fuel is with Bank of Springfield. So what do you do with BOS?
I do investment. I'm an investment advisor at the Chatham branch of Bank of Springfield. I love what I do. I love the people I meet. I love the organization. Every day is a good day at Bank of Springfield.
There you go. How long you been there?
I have actually been in Bank of Springfield about 3 years. Been doing investments for about 25. My big joke is I started when I was 11 years old.
There you go.
So don't do the math on that. But I love investments. I love the stock market. I love watching people retire. I love giving people the opportunity to realize their great dreams. What else is better in life?
Right.
It's helping people achieve goals.
So you've been doing that for 25 years. Has it always been around here, or did you come to Springfield later in life?
Came to Springfield later in life. Got a little bit of an accent, if you can tell. Been in Springfield probably about 12 years. We moved from Alabama, so roll tide.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Moved to Alabama. Moved up here in 2014, one of the coldest winters you had. Wondered why I was here.
And why'd you come up here to this cold tundra?
Exactly, to the tundra. But I was lucky enough to our company brought me up here in the beginning, and we've been very happy here and love our village of Chatham.
So did you always know you wanted to be in banking to some degree?
You know what's amazing? I did. Most people go to college and they don't have a clue what they're going to be, or they look around and, they don't have a clue. But for my first day in college, I knew that I wanted to do Investments. It's such a powerful tool to be able to help people figure that out. I came from a very modest family, and I was the first one that actually graduated college in the family. But investments was always something I really wanted to do. So from day one, I stuck it out, gutted it out, and here I am today.
Out there crushing it.
I'm crushing it. I'm hoping I'm crushing it.
So Titan Fuel. Jeff Dillman and I talked about it last week, a little bit about what Titan Fuel is, but give us the full synopsis of what Titan Fuel does.
Oh, wow. Titan Fuel is a program that is in the Ball Chatham School District. It is sole purpose is to help provide food for the insecure students of the school district. You wouldn't think, looking around, that there are a lot of children that might not have food, but if you look around, it's about 25% percentage are in the free and reduced lunches in Chatham. Basically, what we do is we provide food over the weekend for the children. We give them a bag on Fridays. They take it home. They eat it over the weekend. And then we do it every week through the school process.
Every single week?
Every single week they go home with a Titan Fuel bag. There's a lot of different ways to do it. There's a lot of different things. We have an awesome volunteer staff. Everyone that works for Titan Fuel is volunteer. We don't have any paid positions. And we serve probably about 320, 350 kids a week. It's a large process to get it undertaking every week.
No doubt about it. How long has it been around?
This is the 11th year we've been in the schools.
Okay.
So we're very fortunate to be able to keep a nonprofit going this long, get supported. We do a lot in the school systems, and I will say that we couldn't do it without the support of the school system. We just provide it to the school system, and then they distribute it, and they're the ones that tell us how many bags they need and what kids, and identify the kids. Basically, what we do is every 2 weeks we pack bags, and then we move those bags of food. Each bag has 13 different items in there, 3 breakfast items, 3 lunch items, and then some snacks and some applesauce. So we pack the bags, and then we have a delivery team that delivers them to the school, and then the teachers pass them out at the schools, and then they take them home. The stories we get are just, if kids are missing and they're not going to be in school on Friday, they'll ask their teacher for the bag early.
Oh, I bet.
And then we've heard stories of they'll have siblings at home, and so they'll share their bag when they get home. But the other thing with Titan Fuel is we also pass out information in the bags. So if they need free school supplies, we always try to connect them when the school starts. For Christmas, we have connected with Chatham Cafe. And Chatham Cafe, I think this is like the 8th year in a row, they give them free Christmas meals.
Oh, wow.
So basically, the kid will take the bag home. It has a little note in there that says, hey, RSVP, blah, blah. The parents will call us and tell us how many meals they'll need. And then they'll pick them up from Chatham Cafe on the 23rd, completely free.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. You know, we've seen the numbers increase every year.
Sure.
You don't really think of Chatham as having that program, but that problem's everywhere. And sometimes we're fortunate enough not to see that problem. And we have it, some of us have never lived through it.
Right.
But hunger is something that kids, I say, it's temporary because you can solve the hunger problem, but hunger leaves a scar. The kids are insecure. The kids, it's amazing to see the studies that have been done on kids who grew up with insecurity of food about the everlasting scars that have on their adult lives. So we like to say with Titan Fuel that they know someone cares and someone's listening to them. And I think it also helps the teachers identify who might need a little bit more help. And we've started a program in the high school where we put money on the high school accounts.
Oh, yeah.
For the kids. We've tried to figure out the high school kids forever because they're just different birds. If anyone lives at home with a teenager, you know exactly what I'm saying.
Sure.
And they don't, they're just different. You've got this social life and you don't want them to know. But the high school partnered with us about 2 years ago to do a pilot program. And so basically we put $10 a week on their account for the high school. And the whole purpose of that is to encourage the kids to be able to go to the lunchroom. Because what you realize is if they can't go to the lunchroom and spend the money, they're not going. So they're missing that social interaction, and they don't want to go and get just a plain tray. They want to be able to get something extra.
Right.
And I don't know if you've ate in the high school cafeteria lately. Portions are not that big.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have growing children who need, energy for after school sports or whatever. And so we've been able to do that. And that's been slow to catch on because still a lot of kids are afraid to go up to that lunchroom cafeteria to get something because they don't know if they got money in their account.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to be turned away. But we've worked with the school to develop a program so that they don't get turned away and they're able to do it. And as we see that, as they get more comfortable with that, they're starting to use their funds a little bit more.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
just, you would never think that though. I mean, but the kids don't go and they don't. They find some way to avoid the lunchroom.
Right. Well, I mean, they wouldn't want, if they go up and then get turned away, they don't want to, risk that embarrassment of, at the counter like that.
High school kids are different, but I think we finally have doing a program that we can actually help them figure out how we can help them and maybe make the scars a little bit less when they get adults.
Yeah.
And they will remember that.
Right. So 11 years ago, this started. How did this idea come to fruition? Who was it? And somebody said, hey, we're going to call it Titan Fuel, and here we go. So take us back to that.
That's pretty much how it happened.
Yeah.
Basically, when we moved up here, my husband and I had done a program similar back in Alabama. But trust me, it was not on this large scale. And I love how this got started. So basically, we moved up here and I was getting out and knowing a lot of the teachers, and the superintendent at that time lived in our neighborhood. And so she and I had a couple of conversations, and I was at one of the schools and I said, hey, is there a program like Titan? Or at that time it didn't have a name around. And they're like, no, but you need to connect with Jane Hay. I went, Jane Hay, who's Jane Hay? And they're like, oh, she's a real estate agent, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So no joking, I went home that same day, and out in the yard across the street was a for sale by Jane Hay sign.
Okay.
With her phone number on it.
Sure.
And it was an arrow. And I went, well, that's got to be a sign. So I picked up the phone, called Jane, and she answered. And I said, you don't know me, but you're going to know me. And she laughed because the next day I had been appointed to the Ball Chatham Education Foundation, and Jane was on that board too. So we had a meeting the next day. And so I was going to meet her in person that day. And I said, I have an idea. You want to meet before? And so she's like, sure, I'll meet with you before. So she and I, and at that time, the superintendent, Carrie Ruby, was there. So we all met. And this was probably, I would say probably October-ish or so. And so we started cooking the idea. And then at that time, I was going to Chatham United Methodist Church. And there was this little ladies group, and they were looking for things to do. And so I said, well, hey, let's do this. And they're like, we can serve 25 kids down at Chatham Elementary School. And I'm like, yeah, we could do that. And that was like January. Well, by that time, everything just fell in place. Everybody that we needed just kept falling in place. And so we started that fall off with doing Chatham, all the elementary schools. And we had raised enough money and got that program started, had no clue what we were jumping into. And it just took off. And from that point on, the next couple of years, we were able to get the middle school and the intermediate school. And then we added the high school. But yeah, it was literally just like that. Hey, I think we need to feed some kids. How do we do this? And we jumped on board. But yeah, Jane was funny because I said, and now it's always a big joke when I call and go, hey, I have an idea. To anybody, they either hang up on me or they go, okay, what do you got? What do you got cooking now?
What's cooking?
Yeah, what's cooking? And usually I'm able to get them to join me for a little while.
And Jane's great.
Jane's great.
She's awesome.
She gives back to the community, and she's been incredible. It's me, her, and Paula Brown have been the three consistent ones. But everybody else, it just sort of all fell in place.
So in terms of the growth over the last 11 years, you said now you're up to 300 and some, right? Yeah. So has it been a slow ramp that whole time, or was it like you start with a small amount and then all of a sudden, boom, we're up to like 200 and then you just trickled up from there?
Pretty much boom.
Yeah.
Every year it's always a boom. We know that there's more children out there that we need to reach. And so part of us is like, yay, we're meeting that need. But then again, it's sad that we're having to meet that need. And we think we'll have our first graduate of Titan Fuel will be next year, which will be the 12th grade.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm sure there's probably one student that we've carried through.
I would imagine.
Hopefully not, but we're betting there's probably one out there. And we've started as early as pre-K now. I don't know if many people know, but in order to get in the pre-K program at Ball Chatham, you have to have an underlying effect, whether it be a learning disability or something. You have to qualify for it. And I think there's probably somewhere between 20 and 30 students in that preschool program. But the thought process is get to those parents early, let them know that they've got friends in the district and that we're there to help them. And maybe at some point in time, we're there to give them some coping skills or give them a little hand every once in a while. But the cool thing is we pack every 2 weeks and we have lots of children programs in there. We have softball teams, football teams, soccer teams, basketball teams. We have a lot of GIS students they're doing it for Beta Club or whatever.
Sure.
And I think hopefully one thing we're able to get through is if you do see a kid or student carrying a bag out, that you're okay with that because they just need a little extra help. Everybody needs help in something, whether you play sports or you cannot add or spell or whatever. Everyone needs help in some area. And these children just need help in being fed. But it's one time we were packing and I had a group in, and I think it was middle school or intermediate school. And I always start with, how many of you know about Titan Fuel and what it is? And this one little kid raised his hand. And I said, well, what do you know about Titan Fuel? He said, my brother and I get it every week. And he said, when I had the opportunity to volunteer, I wanted to come help.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when you hear stories like that, I often laugh. And my job is making sure that we have all the supplies to pack with every week. So I really do a job of counting how many packs of macaroni and cheese do we have on shelf, and are we going to have enough for that pack? But every bag that goes out that door actually is a child. And we have to remember that this is not just a bag walking out that door. This is a personality. This is a child that, they may need a little something there or know that, hey, I'm going to get that box of cereal every Friday in my backpack. But it's weird, the stuff that they actually want and that they like. And if we change brands on something, they
what's up with this?
They go to the counselors and say, hey, why did we get the chicken flavor instead of the beef flavor? I mean, it's the weird things that actually come back to us that we hear. But the kids are like, wait a minute, why did you swap this? But it's been really neat to see how the community has taken it on. We have one fundraiser a year. And that's the shrimp boil in June. And that's our only fundraiser. So throughout the year, we really rely on any kind of food drives, any kind of financial assistance. And we have a lot of people who will donate or adopt a kid for the year. And we just rely on people, but it always shows up. And our volunteer base is probably one of the best volunteer bases you'll ever find. These people who work with us, they are loyal. Every 2 weeks, they show up. Mm-hmm. They do their duties. Everyone knows what their task is. They do it, and we just keep rolling. I laugh and go, we'll be here until hunger is no longer a problem. And unfortunately, I don't think that that's ever not going to be a problem. Hopefully, one day we'll get to retire and put those bags on the shelf for good. But until that, we're there to help them. And it's just amazing. Some kids just need to know that they're loved.
Phenomenal work. So you said food drives. Do other organizations have their own food drives and then bring you the food? Is that how that works for most of them?
Yes. Studio M, the dance studio the other day, they did a food drive for us. The schools will be doing a food drive for us probably sometime in January. We've had offices, especially for Christmas parties and whatever, do food drives. We've had people drop off at the bank, of course, in Chatham. You can always drop off food there. And we've had people walk in with food there. They don't realize every little thing helps. Because when you're trying to shop for 350 kids a week, let's just say the FedEx guy does not like me some days because those loads are heavy. And when you do the math of how many items go in everything, it's a lot of food. And so we look forward to food drives because sometimes there's different foods. Because I have to do mass quantities, it's harder to get some of the different things. But the kids like the variety too.
Oh, I bet.
But it's sort of a thing. But yeah, anyone's welcome to do the food drive. We've got a new website under Titan Fuel, bcsd.org. We've just revamped that. So if you have any questions, but feel free to go to that. But
Awesome.
we're very grateful for anyone that gives us a macaroni and cheese or gives us $1 or gives us $1 million.
Mhm.
We'll take it and we'll do good things with it.
There you go. See, of course, anybody can give any monetary donation, but you mentioned the sponsor a child type thing for the
Yes.
year. Is that just a flat rate that somebody donates for the year? What is that?
$75 for a semester,
Mhm.
$150 for 2 semesters, and we could do Venmo. That's huge for us because of that steady income coming in. As with all the nonprofits, we've gotten hit. Everyone knows what their grocery bill has been over the last few years. So when you do the grocery bill and the fact that the numbers keep increasing, our budget for food, our expenses last year almost doubled. And we do not ever want to, we never tell them, the administrators at the schools, that they can't add kids. They can add kids whenever they want to. Just because a kid started off in a good spot at the beginning of the year doesn't mean that life didn't happen to their family.
Oh, yeah. Job losses and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, things happen.
So you add those kids, and then a lot of times some of the kids who do have needs are transient kids.
Mhm.
They may only be there for a couple of months, but we're never want to tell anyone at the schools no. The schools do a really good job. We do not know who gets the bags, and because there's definitely a privacy issue there.
Yeah.
So we trust the kids and the schools to be able to tell us who needs them. If they need 20 bags, we give them 20 bags. We really don't ask many questions about
Mhm.
that.
Huge impact. $150 takes care of a kid all year long.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so worth it. And just the stories. We usually close out the year with the teachers coming in to pack
Mhm.
for us. And some of the stories that they tell us will really warm your hearts.
Oh, I'm sure they hear a bunch. Yeah.
Oh, they
yeah.
do. And it's fun to see how a lot of them in the elementary schools, I will tell this one story for GIS. GIS started a new program this year. And the program was, how do you want to volunteer in the school? And so, and one of the jobs that they had to apply for was being the Titan Fuel distributor. So basically what they would do would be, they know that Mrs. Smith has 12 students in their classroom
Mhm.
that gets Titan Fuel. So they would have to take those 12 bags to Mrs. Smith's class. Well, they did an application process. And out of, I forget the exact numbers, but nearly 90% of the kids who applied for a job applied to be a Titan Fuel distributor.
Oh, wow.
So the principal was not very happy with us because he's like, what do I do? How do I pick who
How
gets
do you
to do that?
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
he said it was a phenomenal that out of all of the jobs that they had in the school for people to volunteer for, 90% of them applied to distribute the Titan Fuel bags.
That's great.
And so it's like, that warms your heart.
It
because
does.
I think we're teaching the kids that they've got to give back in life too. So there's so many different things, and I could go on and on, but I think, for the kids who want to volunteer and they get involved, and it's funny, they'll come in the door to volunteer, and I look at them and go, you did eat supper, right? And you do have your homework because you're going to be here for about 3 hours. And their faces get real long, and then they're done in 30 to 45 minutes because a pack really takes about 30 to 45 minutes.
Sure.
And they leave that room with such a smile on their face.
I bet.
And a warmth in their heart.
So fulfilled.
That they helped. And it's something that of all ages can do. If you have some time, come out. I know that we've talked with several different groups, the Lynn Lincoln and the Springfield First, about coming out and helping us pack a meal. We never have anyone go, oh, I'm not ever doing that again. They're always like, hey,
Sign me up for next time.
sign me up for next time. And it's like, okay, which is not a bad problem for us to have. It helps us be able to contact people and say, hey, we are making a difference in the world.
No doubt about it. Yeah, Jeff Dillman and I talked about that. We'd like to do a collaborative effort with Land Lincoln Professional Networking Group and Local First Springfield. And we would love to be able to do that. But kudos to you coming here 12 years ago and barely a year in, creating a program that is really making a tremendous impact on kids in the Chatham area. So that's absolutely phenomenal.
Well, thank you. I couldn't do it. I mean, we are all a village that take care of each other, and it takes a lot of us. But I'm very fortunate to be a part of that. Very fortunate that we all jumped on the bandwagon taking care of kids. But of course, who wouldn't want to take care of kids,
That's right. Well, I'm going to close with this. I like to ask this of all my guests. Is there anything we can do community-wide to help all of us here elevate Springfield and the surrounding communities?
You know, my answer to that is take a look around. There's somebody somewhere that needs help. And sometimes it's easy to get focused on what's in front of you. And sometimes you just overlook the opportunities that we're given every single day to help and make a difference. And I think that that's what we're here to do, is to make a difference. I think if we all look around and everyone helps someone each day, the world will be a much better place.
Come on. Well, Meredith, appreciate you spending some time with me today and learning about Titan Fuel.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to let Meredith get back to elevating Springfield and Chatham for that matter. For the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing, your local roofing expert serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing.
Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody, on another segment of Communities Grow Together on the Elevate Springfield podcast. Thank you again to David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agency, for partnering with us on this segment. Hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great. Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at SangamonTreeService.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.